What's up, guys? Rick Denham here, Holy Moly Outdoors. Thank you so much for joining us today because it is another Tech Tip Tuesday. We are the week of Thanksgiving, which means steelhead are just around the corner. So today we're going to cover how to tie up a simple, basic steelhead jig that'll get you ready and prepared for the next rain. And let me tell you guys, you're not going to miss this one. Alright guys, so what we're going to do today is, like I said, tie up a steelhead jig that'll get you ready for the water. This one is super simple, just needs a couple small steps and you're ready to fish. So first thing you're going to need is a good rotary vise if you can have it. Any kind of fly tying device is a good one, but I prefer a rotary because it makes your life a little bit easier. After you get your vise, you're going to want to pick a good jig head. Here at Holy Moly, we pour our own, and so this is going to be on our website very soon. If you would like to message me, you guys can order up your own. But we have our own custom jig heads ready to go, and basically all of these are set up. We've got two colors right there, our pink and our white. This happens to be 1/8 ounce, and today that's what we're going to tie. So I apologize, my voice is a little scratchy, fighting and getting over a head cold, but we'll get through this today and showcase to you guys a really awesome jig and how to tie this up. So after you have your jig, you're going to want your materials, and I like to use Hareline's cross-cut rabbit fur for my body, and then we're going to use a little bit of pink thread here to tie on. This happens to be 210 denier, so it's a little bit stronger of a thread to really help you get some secure wraps down. And then the last trick we'll show at the end is something you can add to your rabbit fur jigs and really entice these for fish. So I'm going to zoom correctly right into the jig itself and make sure you guys can fully see this. It's going to be awesome. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so we got our jig in the vise there. Again, this is a 1/8 ounce steelhead jig from Holy Moly Outdoors here that I pour up. And we're going to only need your thread here and one material. Super simple. This is just your Hareline cross-cut. And this is the two-toned candy, cotton candy I should say. A really good color contrast with this pink head. So we're going to take our thread, get it on there, secure it, and get it started. We're going to go all the way down with touching wraps till about halfway down that hook shank. Work it back up, and then I go back down to there again. So what I've done now is I've created a really nice thread base, because my next step, I'm going to take my hard as nails nail polish top coat and give it a nice little touch here, because what this does is as I put my rabbit in there, that baby is going to lock it up, and it's going to really help you out for durability. Now when you get one of these cross-cut rabbits, there's two directions that this fur goes, but only one really lays the correct way. If you lay the rabbit, so we're looking at the underside here, you want this underside pointed the direction of the tail end of the hook, so that way when it wraps, it folds over itself correctly. So what we're going to do here is we're going to tie this in, and I'm going to trim just that tiny corner and round it up to a point and make it a little easier to tie in. But we're just going to take it, because you guys can see here, you're basically going to get right there to the edge of the hook shank, which is great because the little trick we're going to add in here at the end will spruce this thing up even more. So I make a first couple loose wraps, and I get get it started there. And again, I already put a little bit, but I'm going to put a little bit more of the nail polish top coat. I'll bring my thread base all the way to the top of the jig head. And because I have a rotary vise, I can just spin this and make touching wraps all the way to the top here. And it makes a really nice compact jig. I make a couple extra turns to the top of the head, so that way when I tie this in, everything will be really nice together. So I will wet my fingers here so I can pull the fibers back and tie this where I want it to sit. Again, we'll take our thread here and go right in. Usually tie about 3 or 4 nice tight wraps and then a couple behind it. Now I can go in and cut off the tag extra, and you're left with just a point here to make a nice head section. And I'll try here to clean this up, make it look nice, and I will whip finish. Get her all nice and pretty. Cut off the excess. Again, you do not have to do this, but I like doing this on my jigs. I take some of this UV Loon Cure. Not to say that you couldn't just keep using the nail polish, but to be honest with you, I feel way better about the durability of these jig heads when I know there ain't no reason for that to come undone. You then need a black light, and you hit that. Take a few extra seconds to let this all cure up. And just like that, guys, you have a jig ready to go. To make it fully movable in the water, to get the most out of this rabbit, I take an old toothbrush, and what I will do is I will make sure that none of those fibers got trapped. And so I just basically will comb it forward. And guys, right there, that will fish extremely well. But let me show you something. One way to enhance a jig like this is to take a little worm. And how about we use one of my favorites, an X Factor Tackle Miracle Worm. We're going to take this 3-inch worm and we're going to cut it about 1 inch off, so it's just like that. We're going to take our jig, we're going to pull some of that rabbit back so all you have is the hook exposed, and you're just going to push about inch or so up. I'll show you, put it back in the vise. Now you have created a rabbit fur jig with a steelhead worm tail that will absolutely dominate in the water. So thanks for watching, guys. Rick Den with Holy Moly Outdoors signing off. We'll catch you on the water. Take care and fish on.